Hey everybody, Terry White here, and I'm going to show you a quick tip if you're using a Mac and any webcam to step up your video game for your next online meeting, no matter what online software you're using, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, StreamYard, whatever it is, how to get a more professional look out of any webcam, or especially the better webcams. So I'm looking at you right now on a Logitech Brio. It's my favorite webcam. It's 4K. It's all kinds of cool features. But the one thing all webcams lack is shallow depth of field. I haven't seen one yet that has good glass that can give us that shallow depth of field. And what is shallow depth of field? If you're on an iPhone, it's called portrait mode. If you're not on an iPhone, it's when you see the background slightly out of focus. And right now, looking at this Brio, everything's in focus because that's what webcams do. And what I hate, okay, hate's a strong word. What I seriously dislike is when people try and do it in the meeting software, like you try and do it in Zoom or you try and do it in Teams or whatever software you're using. And here, I got an example over here. I got a Zoom window open and it looks like this. It just looks awful. You can see that white line around my head, and if you move and you have hair, then it looks awful. You see it around my shoulders. And yeah, the background is definitely blurred out. You can't see the background. It's not a distraction, but you know what is a distraction? The halo around a person's head. And you can just look at it and say, what's going on? Oh yeah, they're using that software thing. So don't do this anymore. I'd rather see the background than to see that blurry artifact looking thing that you've been using in your meetings. Turn that off. Don't use that anymore. Instead, what you're going to do, and by the way, let me show you the difference. I'm at the Logitech right now without anything on. Let me switch over to, or let me put them side by side. I'm going to show you my professional camera. I use the Logitech when I'm on the road, but at home, in my home studio, my home office, I'm using a more professional camera. I've got a Sony ZV-E10, which is my professional mirrorless camera with a professional lens on it. There it is. Hey, so this is what real depth of field looks like. It's real glass. It's shot at f2.8 with a 16 millimeter lens, and that is a prime lens, and it does a great job. So why wouldn't I just use this all the time? Because this is expensive. The reason you're using a webcam is because you don't want to spend $700, $800, $900, $1,000, $2,000 on a webcam. Unless you're going to use it as your regular camera, that's kind of like a big investment just to have meetings. So that's why we use these webcams in the first place. Now, let me show you the one-click trick to get a better looking webcam, no matter what your webcam is. Now, if you start out with a great webcam, you're setting yourself up for more success. You start out with a webcam that's 10 years old, 5 years old, crappy resolution, so forth and so on, then there's not much you can do about that. So start with a better webcam. I'll put the link to what I'm using here in the description. But let's go over and see the tip. In the upper right-hand corner of your Mac OS, I'm on the latest Mac OS, you will see this menu, this little two-pill menu that look like two pills stacked up each other, one with a dot over here. That's the menu you're looking for. And when you go to that menu, you will see an option called Video Effects. And Video Effects is only on if you're using the camera. Like if the camera, not only connected, but you're physically engaged in an application. So I'm recording this, so therefore my application is my recorder. But in other words, this button won't be there if you just have the camera plugged in, but you're not using it. So it's only there when you're in the meeting. It's only there when you're in the recording software. It's only there when you're live streaming. Once you click it, you will see, now I see both cameras, but you will see your camera and you will be able to see the option to, okay, there we go. So now I've got the one that I'm using, the ZV-E10. I've got the portrait mode for the Brio. So this is Apple's portrait mode, which does a much better job, even though it's software, than Zoom or the other meetings. Now, unfortunately, it's going to turn them both on. So I'm even going to get more shallow depth of field on the other camera. You won't have this problem because you're only going to have the one camera. So I'm turning it on now, and you should already be able to see the difference as I'm looking at you now on the Brio. And again, we can see the before and after. Let's go ahead and turn it off. And by the way, you see that it's lit up now. So that's off. See how it goes back to the backgrounds in focus? And this is on. See how the background looks better, but I don't have a halo around my head. It doesn't look cheesy. It's not as good as the regular camera, but it is much better than anything you're doing in the meeting software. So that's my quick tip of the day, public service announcement. Cheers, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.